Hi, this is James for Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to look at Makan Mania, and it's going to be by Capital Gains Studio, and it's a 2 to 6 player game where you're going to be frantically trying to get your dishes of food, get your best drink order, and get the most points by the end of the 5th round. Let's go ahead down to the table here. I'm going to show you how to play Makan Mania, and we're going to come back and I'm going to give you my final thoughts. All right, so this is what you're going to get in Makan Mania. Now, this is going to be set in an intense competitive time of the day. It's going to be lunchtime. You're going to roll your dice and be the first to grab your favorite foods. Be quick to sit at your seat so you can get the best drinks. You're trying to go through 5 different rounds here and have the most points by the end of the 5th round to win. Now, this game here is going to be set up by the number of players that you have playing here. So if you have 6 players playing this game, you're going to have all 6 tables out. If you're going to have 5 players, you'll remove the 5 and you'll have these 5 cards out. If you're going with 4 players, you'll have these 4, and if you're going down to 3 players here, you'll have these 3. So basically you're going to set up the cards in ascending order for the tables for how many players you have, except for the last player is always going to be the 88. Now, these aren't tied to the players. That's just going to be how you set it up. The other thing you're going to do is you're going to shuffle both of these decks here, and you're going to place out 2 of these Makan Mania cards for each of the players. So in this case, or in this example, we have 3 players, so we'll have 6 of these cards out. And you'll place out 3 beverage cards because we have 3 players. All right, now that we have that done, the other thing that we're going to do is we're going to set aside one of these beverage cards here to mark the round on this card here. Once we have 5 beverage cards on there, the game will be in the final round, and after that, the game will be over and the person with the most points will win. Next things we'll do is we'll put out these coins so everyone can reach them, and each player is going to pick a tray that they like and all the color dice for that tray. So, for example, here we have pink, orange, and black. We're going to go ahead and put out the black dice, the pink dice, and the orange dice. All right. And other than these 2 dice here, the rest of the dice can go back into the box. All right, so now we have the game set up. Everyone has their colors and we're ready to go. How do you play? All right, so at the start of each round here, we're going to reveal 2 of these cards and 3 drink cards. For the first round, we don't need to because we did that in the game setup, but later on, we are going to clear these out and put new cards out each round. You'll also, again, put aside one of the drink cards, but since we already did that, we're good to go. But just remember that you need to do that at the start of each round. Now, how do these rounds work? Well, you're going to have the rush and you're going to have the queue. So what you're going to do during the rush is you're going to take your 3 dice here and you're going to frantically roll them, and everyone's going to be doing this at the same time, trying to match the die faces on these cards so you can claim them. Now, these cards have a couple different things going with them. They can get paired with these drink cards for extra points in here, but they're going to have a type, which is going to be up here. They're going to have a value, which is going to be how many points they're going to be worth at the end of the game, and the dice that you need to get them. So in this case, I rolled these dice. If I don't have anything matched or don't want to put anything, I just keep re-rolling. But I could put this 3 here, put this 6 here, and put this 1 here, and claim all 3 of those really quick. Now that I'm done, I will place my tray on any one of these I want to pick. Now, you don't always want to pick the first tray, even though that will put you first in the order for getting beverages, because of these bonuses that you might get. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and put my tray on 1. Now, everyone else is going to keep on rolling these dice and placing them out there. They do have the choice of keeping any dice, so they could say, well, you know what, I don't want any of these left. I'm rolling, maybe, I'm good. Because these dice get used for other things. So I'll just go ahead and claim this one. Once that's done, this player, so there's only 1 left, this player is automatically done, cast to stop rolling, and they will place their tray there. And that will end the rush phase on here. All right, right before we start the queue phase, each player is going to take the cards that they claimed. That'll go into their area here. And any unclaimed cards will get discarded. So they'll go into a discard pile there. Then we're going to actually go into the queue phase. The queue phase, players take turns spending any remaining dice, so the dice that they didn't use, to buy drinks. Turn order is determined by the table each player occupies. So starting from the lowest number, which is 1, and moving up, you're going to resolve these and be able to buy these drinks out here. Now there's only 1 drink per player. You can buy as many drinks as you want on your turn or can afford. So it is possible that if you're lower in turn order, there will be no drinks from you. Now, a lot of these tables have benefits on them. So these tables here with the coins on them, these tables 1, 3, and 5, you're going to gain the amount of coins shown. So in this case, this player would get 1 coin. The 5th one goes up to 3 coins. So you can get a good bit of coins. And you'll just take those from the supply there and put them in your area. Now you also have these ones here. These tables here, you can gain 1 or 2 dice discount in total when buying drinks. So that is really nice. So the drinks will cost 1 dice left. If you have the 4 out, which is not out right now, that one's 2 dice left. So it's pretty nice. Now the 88 card is pretty neat. What the 88 card is, you're going to take a coin, you're going to place it in here. When you place a coin in there, you're going to get an extra die. So get one of these dice here for the next round. So you'll have an extra die the next round. But in the last round, so this is round 1 through 4, in the last round, round 5, whoever places their tray on here is going to get all the coins instead. So it's not a waste of space for the last round. Now, some of these have different things for purchasing. You see those have dice on them, but some of them are like this one here, where this one will cost you. You can spend 2 coins to get this, or the dice. And the dice here, you don't always have left over from the game, but like this player didn't get any cards, so they have 3 dice. So they could technically just take these 2 if they wanted. Now at the bottom here are going to be ways that you can score in the game, which is going to be very key to the game itself. Some of these, like let's go over a couple of these here. So let's say this one here. So if we have this one here, during the queue, so this one's not going to be scoring at the end of the game, but during the queue, if you are not on table 1, you're going to earn the amount of coins shown. Now there's going to be different amounts on different cards here. I think it's just 1 or 2, but in this case you'll get 2 coins if you own this drink. However, here's an end game scoring one. That would be a better one to grab for right now. This one here is during scoring, pair this with an unpaired snack. So one of these snacks that you got, these cards here that don't have a drink already paired with it, you can pair it with it, and then if you do, you're going to get an amount of points shown here. In this case, 3 points. There's a couple other here. Some have dice discounts. Let's say like this one here. During the queue, gain the amount of dice discounts off your total when buying drinks. So this one's going to knock 2 dice off of when you're buying a drink in here. So some of these here, let's see, some of them need specific dice. So this one here, during the scoring phase, score 1 point for each copy of the dice faces shown on your food cards. So this will be a 1, 2, and 3. So you can get a point for those, which is pretty cool. Other ones that are in here. Let's see, there's this one right here. During scoring, pair this with any unpaired meal during your score to total score amount shown on the points here. So you can get up to 8 points in here, but it has to be an unpaired meal. You also have 2 more types in here. One of them is going to, let's see if I remember right, you're going to have, where'd it go? Yeah. Well, I think we went over this one. Each of your leftover dice from the queue earns you 1 extra money. No, we didn't go over that one. And then the other one is the opposite. So it'll have a little little line across it, which means that if you have no leftover dice in your queue, you will gain coins. So that's going to be the different drinks and the abilities that you can get from these drinks when you purchase them throughout the game, which are one of the things that you may want to let people pause when you're placing this out and take a look at what is on the board. So what cards, food cards are available and what drink cards are available before you start the simultaneous rolling. That is always a good thing, I think, to do. But that's not all for special abilities. The trays that you get in the game also have special abilities, and these will go for the queue portion of the game because you're going to place these on the tables and they will do different things. Like for, say, this one right here. At the start of each round, reveal the top drink card of the deck. You and only you may buy that card. So you can pick one and you may buy that card during your turn during the queue. So this pretty much guarantees you a drink, which is really, really cool. The other one here, let's see, we also have this one. So this one here, at the start of the queue, you may jump to table 88, pushing players forward. If you jump to table 1, if you jump from table 1, you're also going to gain 4 money. So you're going to be able to jump to table 88 if you want, which will give you the die, which is really nice, and push everyone forward. Now, it's very important that if this is in play, this actually occurs before this card. And this one will be at the start of the queue. You may jump to table 1, pushing any players back. Each player you jump over may make a tsh sound and earn 1 money. But this will take effect before this card. So just remember that when you're playing. And if you forget, it's not a huge deal. But this one will double the benefit you earn from your table. So if you go on this table, you'll double and you get 2 coins. You go to this table, you'll get 2 dice. So discount. So you also have, there should be 2 more here. You also have this one right here. During your scoring, score 1 point per dice face. You have the most of among the food cards you obtained. So this one's an endgame scoring one. And the last one's an endgame scoring one too. I actually suggest that you don't use these 2 if you're not playing with a higher player count, but that's up to you. During your scoring, score 1 point per drink you bought, which is pretty cool. All right, now that I made a mess of this area, once the queue phase is over, you're going to return all the trays to the player, return all the dice to the player. You're going to reset the snacks that you're going to have available and the drinks you have available. So you discard these. You'll start the new round. You'll place 2 each out of these. You'll place 1 out of these for each player. So you'll have 6 for a 3-player game of the snacks, and you'll have 3 of the drinks. And you'll place another drink card on this card here to show that it's another round. Once you get to the end of the 5th round, you're going to flip this card over. And once you flip this card over here after the end of the 5th round, this is going to be how you're going to do the scoring. So you're going to score for your food cards, which again, on these cards here, they have the points up in the upper right-hand corner here. And then you're going to score a point for each of your leftover coins. So this will be 5 points and stuff. Then you're going to score points if your tray has point scoring. And you'll score for your drinks. So some of your drinks will give you points that we went over. And the player with the most points will win. Now, if there's a tie, the win is shared because some things are worth sharing. But that is it. That is going to be how you're going to play Makan Mania. And let's go ahead back up to the table here, and I'll give you my final thoughts on Makan Mania. All right, so that was Makan Mania. Card quality on this game's great. Component quality in the game's great. This is going to be a game that you're going to get a lot of plays in and not have to worry about the components wearing out. So I do appreciate that a lot, especially with card games. And let's go into gameplay itself. Now this game here, I don't really like simultaneous play games. So you're going to have to keep that in mind. So this is not a game that I'm going to play very often because I don't like simultaneous role games where you're just racing to try to get those things. That's not my cup of tea, as you would say. But if you like those games, I would imagine this is going to be a great game to pick. I really like the fact that it's not just grab all you can and that's it. You just roll the dice as fast as you can and grab all you can. I like the fact that there's also a second phase to the game where if you didn't do so well in the first phase, you could have kept your dice and do really well with getting your drink orders in. You could just be like, well, I'm not really good at rolling dice real fast. You got what I wanted, so I'm just going to put my tray on there and be the first player to get drink orders, or so on or so forth. So I do really like that part of it. I like the fact that it's a two-phase part because a lot of those drink orders have a lot of points that you can get throughout the game or bonuses that are really nice in the game. So that part's really cool. So I think if you're fine with a real-time aspect of a game, this is going to be a game that you want to check out. Again, you know, it's not my cup of tea, so keep that in mind with this review. So like I said, if you like that type of game, this is probably going to be a game you're going to want to check out. Otherwise, you know, if you don't like real-time games, it's not going to change your mind on real-time games. So that's my thoughts on it. Thank you for watching.